So this was what do you share? This is what do you share with the deceased relatives. Your possession of the merit doesn't decrease anyway, but it gets shared with the deceased relatives. So they will get it and you will get it. So not only that you have your merit of donating, but also you have an additional merit known as Pattidana, the donation of merit or sharing merit, and that's surplus. That's a further merit apart from, in addition to the merit of your donation. So it is really recommended to share merit, and some people like to share every merit. So every evening, when they pay respect to the Buddha, when they do chanting, they add sharing merit. In our center, we also share merit every evening. So at that time, you can recollect all your donations that you did during the day. Some people say you can also donate ethics and meditation. I do not deny that, but I do not see support for that in the scriptures. Scriptures, when they speak about sharing merit, it's only about generosity. So then finally, number 3, so I already explained who receives your shared merit. I explained what is your shared merit, and now I have yet to explain how are you going to share your merit. Now, in the Buddha's time, according to the Buddha, the instruction is very simple. When the merit is given, recite one sentence. Idang me ñati nang hotu, sukhita hontu ñatayo. And that's it. This is for my relatives. May my relatives be happy. But as the tradition gradually developed, not only that this is recited, but also it is symbolically presented. In the Buddha's words and in the scriptures, anywhere we can find never sharing merit by pouring water. All references for pouring water, any reference for pouring water, and I have checked all of them, there is a special software for searching this. None of these references contains anything about sharing merit. So whenever there would be pouring water in any way, there is no mention about sharing merit. Whenever there would be mention about sharing merit, there is never a mention about pouring water. So that takes me to the conclusion that they are two different things. Moreover, there is a reference where parents are giving their daughter in marriage to a young gentleman, and for that they pour water on the gentleman's hands. So you can imagine that this certainly is not sharing merit. My interpretation, because I couldn't find the cultural Indian, even though I tried, is that this is a symbolical cleansing from debt. Because the people who would donate something to the Buddha or to the Arahants, and also for the parents who gave their daughter to the young gentleman, all of them would pour water over hands of the person who received the donation. And my interpretation is, again, that it is cleansing them from debt. That this is donation without any expectation for, in return. So this is what I would like to suggest, that pouring water for sharing merit is not directly coming from the scriptures. And there is a traditional belief that that when the Buddha was under the Bodhi tree, and like the Buddha to be, and the Mara came to discourage the Buddha to be from practicing, the Buddha to be then asked the earth to bear witness. And then one of the stories suggests that the god of earth brought about water, flood, and it basically removed Mara with his army as a flood. It basically swept them away. And not only that, this is not mentioned in scriptures. In our scriptures is mentioned that there was earthquake and they were afraid, so they ran away. But moreover, there is the addition that this water was equivalent to the amount of his shared merit in his past life, to the amount of water, of pouring water after his shared merit in his past life. But again, it's not in our scriptures, so we cannot take it for granted. On the other hand, although pouring of water is not mentioned in our scriptures, it is a very nice addition to the event of sharing one's merit. So when you are pouring the water, you need to use your hands, you need to use your body, and it's much easier to remember your action with words than just your words. So I believe that this is a nice symbolic reminder, of that what you are doing now. Lay people are coming from their busy problems, from their busy lives. They have many problems. Certainly many of them still try to resolve them while they're listening to the monk, while they are pouring the water. So obviously they may forget, if they don't pour any water, if they just recite, they may forget that they actually shared their merit. And that's sad, it's good to remember our good deeds. So to bring the lay people's attention to the thought of sharing merit, the ritual of pouring water was invented. So take it only symbolic. And now I will explain you more for the symbolic, so you can really enjoy and remember it very well. The jar needs to be full of water because that's a symbol. It symbolizes your merit. It symbolizes that your donation, that your good deed is complete, that it is perfect, that you didn't do it because somebody would force you, you didn't do it because you didn't do it without mindfulness, you didn't do it because of anger, you didn't do it just to appease somebody, but you did it with the intention to donate before you donated, during your donation, and you are also happy about your donation even after your donation. These are the three Chetanas. Pubba Chetana, the intention to donate before you donate. Munchana Chetana, the intention to donate while you are donating. And Apara Chetana, the intention to donate after you have donated. So when your donation is complete, it is appropriate to fill the jar completely with water like this. So that symbolizes the power of your merit. It is complete. Now, as for the cup, it needs to be empty because that symbolizes your deceased relatives, that they have nothing. Now, when you are pouring the water into that empty cup, you need to feel that. You do not have to feel again, but you can imagine that whatever is the good things that you have donated, they bring a good result to your deceased relatives as the cup is gradually being filled more and more. And to make it even more symbolic, the Sri Lankan masters explain that it is not appropriate to fill the cup just to one half, because then that means the deceased relatives would get only half of that what they need. Then the suggestion is to fill the cup. But if the cup is full, and the deceased relatives make use of something, then it's not full anymore. So the symbolics go so far so as to say that you need to overpour, that you need to spill over the water from the cup as the symbolic that you are giving, that you are sharing with the deceased relatives more than enough. Okay? So now the recitation is in Pali. So I have already explained the main recitation. You will then repeat after me in Pali. And now I will explain the other recitations which I will carry on myself. And they are again from the Tirokutta Sutta. They are Yathavari Vahapura Paripurenti Sagarang Evamevo Ito Dinnang Petana. In the same way as rivers spill into the ocean, in that same way this merit will bring about result for the deceased relatives. Unname udekang vuttang yathaninang pavatati evameva ito dinnang petanang upakappati. In the same way as the rainwater falls on a rocky mountain and then flows downward all the way down, in that same way the merit that you are sharing with your deceased relatives will bring about result to the deceased relatives. And then I will wish you in the Sinhalese way, and in Sri Lanka they wish in a very nice complete way. It goes Ichitang pattitang tuyhang kippameva samichatu sabbe purentu sankappa manijo tirasoyatha, and then jando pannarasoyatha. So it means whatever you wish, whatever you want, may it be completely and quickly fulfilled. How completely? As completely as the moon is complete on the 15th day of the lunar calendar. And how quickly? As quickly as the divine gem shines. And then we will recite sharing merit in Burmese, which is basically the same thing, but it's more broad. You're sharing everything with everybody. And then I will explain to you how to invite deities, how to invite gods to come and rejoice from your merit and therefore protect you, the Buddha's teachings and the Buddha's dispensation. So now is the time to start. So now you can take the jar in your hands, you can use both of your hands, and you can slowly pour. Yeah, you can start pouring and then we will start reciting. Very well. So now you can repeat after me. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Yathavari vahapura paripurenti sagarang evameva ito dinnang petanang upakappati unname udakang vuttang yatha ninnang pavattati evameva ito dinnang petanang upakappati ichitang pattitang tuyhang kippameva samijjatu sabbe purentu sankappa manijotira soyatha ichitang pattitang tuyhang kippameva samijjatu sabbe purentu sankappa manijotira soyatha ichitang pattitang tuyhang sabbameva samijjatu sabbe purentu sankappa chando pannaraso yatha. And now we will share merit in the Burmese way together at once. အာလုံးကြာကြာသမျှအမြအမြအမြယူတော်မူကြပါကုန်လောသာဓုသာဓုသာဓုအာလုံးကြာကြာသမျှအမြအမြအမြယူတော်မူကြပါကုန်လောသာဓုသာဓုသာဓုအာလုံးကြာကြာသမျှအမြအမြအမြယူတော်မူကြပါကုန်လောသာဓုသာဓုသာဓု All right, and now we can invite the deities, the gods, to enjoy and to rejoice from this merit. So the meaning of the Pali verses that we'll be reciting is the powerful dragons, the powerful gods and dragons who live on the earth and in the sky. May they rejoice in this merit and for a long time protect the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's dispensation, and me. Okay, so you can now repeat after me. Akasattha Jabhumatha Devanaga Mahidhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Desanang Akasattha Jabhumatha Devanaga Mahidhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Sasanang Akasattha Jabhumatha Devanaga Mahidhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Mamparang Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu